Hello, this is Faden with a special announcement. This one is going to impact many of you since our subscribers are mostly Spotify listeners. What we are announcing is, you may have heard, we are trying to move away from Spotify. This is because the BDS has endorsed the growing organic movement against Spotify for their running of ICE ads, for their running of Israeli prison recruitment ads. So we have decided that it would be best if we no longer published on Spotify. This is probably going to be the last episode you hear intentionally posted on Spotify. What this means for you all is you will have to go through a different app to find us. We are on iTunes, which means we are on every single independent podcasting app there is. Things like Overcast, Podcatcher, I believe, is another one. Basically, every single independent podcast service combs through Apple Podcasts and posts the podcast there. So we will be there. We will also be on YouTube because for some odd reason, that's where people listen to podcasts. No judgment. I just think it's a little weird. But we are posting there too. But we will no longer be posting on Spotify. On top of that, we might not even have a say whether or not we can even be posted on Spotify because Spotify has designated, thanks to their most likely AI programs, that, hey, anyone who is reading copyright material should be flagged for removal. So we have been fighting constantly. We have constantly been fighting Spotify on keeping our podcast up on Spotify, even though everything we use in this podcast is fair use. So on top of it being a moral dilemma, it is become also a practical dilemma for us using Spotify. I highly recommend switching to other music services. Almost all of them have a better quality than Spotify. You may not be able to hear it because it's, fairly common. There's not that many audio freaks out there. But for someone like me, it's a very noticeable difference when you're listening to music on Spotify versus even Apple Music. But may I recommend using Bandcamp? It is not perfect, obviously, because what streaming service or platform hosting is, but it at least pays the artist, especially if you buy things on Bandcamp Friday, which I also highly recommend. I've started doing that and have amassed a nice music collection. Thank you for all listening to this special announcement. Now let's get on to the show.
My Lord Emperor, you returned from the Shire. I hear you found the 12th. Where is the lad?
Yes, I found the 12th. I left him with his legion.
So he was already primed for the crusade. Remarkable.
I mean...
The Shire is a highly advanced system. I'm assuming he had full control of it when you arrived.
Well, he kind of...
What's he like? Another builder like Dorn or Perturabo? Maybe a strategist like Gilliman? That would be nice. Though I suppose we're due for another wild man like Russ and Ferris, aren't we?
A wild man, yes. He had a certain feral quality to him, I suppose. And perhaps some brain damage.
Did you say brain damage? I thought your boys were invincible.
No, that's a completely different IP. Turns out someone got a hold of him when he was fresh out the gestation pod, and they literally hammered nails in his skull.
Nails in his skull? By the throne? Why would they do that?
To give him metal dreadlocks, apparently. To their credit, it's a pretty hardcore look.
So, he has holes in his brain. However did he cope? The poor thing. I imagine he's a troubled lad.
Yeah, he's kind of a dud. Really freaked me out. When I picked up his genetic signature with my dad's senses, I came right down to the planet with a squad of custodies to meet him. I couldn't wait.
Naturally.
But when I got down there, all I found was a grubby little gladiator surrounded by a band of rabid, half-lobotomized maniacs.
So you swept in and fought by his side. I'm sure it was his proudest moment.
Well, that was the plan. But before I could say a word to the little freak, he literally gutted one of my favorite custodies. Hilarious!
It doesn't sound very funny.
No, that was the custodies. Hilarious nominus.
Not him. He was a key component of my Blood Games bracket for next year.
Naturally, I flipped my lid, teleported the 12th into timeout back on the flagship.
And the rabid maniacs.
We let the local nobility clean up the scene. Apparently, it was a band of cannibal killers. They were eating whole cities.
Oh my.
Anyway, when I returned to the ship to give my son a good talking to, he spit in my face.
The nerve. After you just saved him from cannibals.
He wouldn't sit still. He kept yelling and throwing things. It was completely inappropriate behavior.
So naturally, you used your powers to calm him, heal him of his wounds, then teach him of his glorious destiny.
Kind of. Pretty much. I'm sure the Warhounds will figure it out. They're a tough bunch. Any news from the rest of my boys?
Ress and Magnus are feuding again. The Lion just deployed his first Calbanite-born legionaries. Oh, and Lorgar's called about 1,000 times. Something about a book he wrote that he wants you to proofread.
Do you still have the Sisters of Silence answer the phone when he calls?
Every time.
Classic. Just keep ignoring him. His newest brother's brains may be Swiss cheese, but at least he's a warrior.
Right. The day we start paying attention to nerds like Lorgar will be the lost.
And the damned. Welcome, one and all, to this month's episode of the Lost and the Damned podcast. We're here today to review our first anthology of the series that is the Horus Heresy. What is this, book 10 for us?
Book
Faden?
10.
Faden, you're the Lost. What does that make me? Uncle.
Oh, that makes you the damned.
And that is what we are, the Lost and the Damned podcast, people. We're back with a collection of stories, an anthology. Blood Games by Dan Abnett, Wolf at the Door by Mike Lee, Scions of the Storm by Anthony Reynolds, The Voice by James Swallow, Call of the Lion by Gav Thorpe, The Infamous Last Church by Graham McNeil, and After Deshea by Matthew Farrer.
Sorry,
I don't know
Matthew.
about... Yeah, sorry, Matthew. I actually love your writing. But gosh, I don't know about you. Faden, but this was a real banger for me. I loved reading this bad boy.
I think all of Warhammer should be short stories.
Yes, that is okay. Yeah, I think that was gonna be my thesis today too. Was this should just be the format. This should just be all they're allowed to do.
I do think this collection commits the greatest sin a short story collection can ever do.
Ooh.
I was thinking about this today, actually.
Okay.
There has
Give it
to
to
be
me.
a story that's 10 pages exactly. If you don't have that, then you don't have a short story collection. Sorry.
Sounds like something some nerd who works in a library would say.
I don't know what it is, but the 10-page short story is like perfect to me, and I would love to see a 10-page Warhammer story.
What's the shortest one in this collection?
I believe it's the first one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Blood Games. I feel like, I don't know, After Deshaya feels like a quick read to me. But maybe
They're
it
both
is Blood Games.
They're both
Yeah.
on the shorter end.
Yeah. I didn't have any of these that I hated. Some of them I liked more than others. But I really did genuinely enjoy all 7 of these stories.
Yes.
I remember this being a really good audiobook too, once upon a time. The official Black Library version. I was listening to a different version, a fan-recorded version, but YouTube has, Games Workshop has ordered all of those to be shut down once again, as always happens. Anytime anybody tries to do a fan reading of anything Warhammer, give it a few months, like 3 months maximum, it's gone.
Hey, it happens to us, apparently.
Yeah.
We
does it?
Yeah, I have to constantly fight Spotify saying we're allowed to quote the book. It's fair use.
Well, that's insane, but not going to be a problem for us any longer, really, at least with that service.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, folks, if you haven't heard it yet, Club Flashpoint podcasts are moving on from the Spotify shithole. We're just not down with ICE ads for some reason.
Or Israeli prison ads.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, kind of evil. The whole, AI boom is hand in hand with this company as well.
Yeah,
there's just nothing I really like about
we're
it.
definitely being assaulted by AI with the copyright notices that we've been getting like crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, no more Spotify, but you can find us all the other places where you can find podcasts, people. So no fear. No fear.
No fear.
Are you ready to start?
Yeah.
Let's start at the beginning, I suppose. Blood Games. You got a
Actually, I have a
sneaky
one
peeky
sentence
summary. Oh, yeah,
I have
yeah.
a 1-sentence summary for Tales of Heresy.
Yeah.
A series of stories that are neither connected by theme, setting, time, nor characters.
They're bound by the universe that they're in.
Well, sure, yeah,
Yeah,
of course, but there's no running
It's
theme.
it's all within kind of the Horus Heresy, or leading up to the Horus Heresy.
See, this is what I mean.
yeah. I would say that the theme is that they're all hinting at the inevitable cracks in the foundation of the Imperium. That is something that I think binds all of these.
But isn't that every book in the Horus Heresy?
Yeah, but there you go.
Should we also talk about the cover before we get into Blood Games? Because this might be one of the more interesting ones we've seen.
Yeah, I like this one. That's another good point to make. We usually talk about how bad the book covers are in this series. They're always really bad, really. This one, not so much. It's kind of, it's something to look at least. Describe it for us.
It's more interesting. There is,
Yeah.
we get the red Space Marines. I believe, the Chaos Marines, quote unquote.
I mean, that's a pretty broad category, but they are Chaos Marines.
Sure.
Do you know who that is on the cover?
Let me take a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Is it Horus?
Wow,
Or is
no.
it Logar?
Nope.
Angron?
Yes. There you go. Those are World Eaters behind him.
That's World Eaters, huh?
Yeah, that's Heresy era World Eaters. World Eaters before the Heresy are in white and blue, but then during the Heresy, or like later stages of the Heresy and post Heresy, they're more in red.
So this is continuing the tradition that Descent in Angel started, which is depicting an image that's not in this book.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. This is not in this book. Yeah.
This is not in this book. There is a giant red portal hole thing above Angron.
I guess, yeah, kind of. So, okay, this is actually, it's interesting. The more I look at this image, I think this is actually an image from The First Heretic, like the events of The First Heretic, a book that's yet to come.
Interesting. There's also a city in green that looks like it's being killed? Question mark.
Yeah, it's this is I don't want to give it away, but that's what's happening.
And importantly, the Space Marines have green lenses for their helmets.
I don't know that that's important, but sure.
I mean, I think it's important because it's on the cover and it is a visually interesting thing to look at.
Sure.
Oh, Angron's wearing gold and looks like a Roman legionnaire of sorts.
Yeah, his armor's got like a centurion aesthetic with, oversized pauldrons.
The little frills skirt, whatever you call those, the warrior
I don't know
skirt.
what those are called, but yeah, the leather flaps.
The really kinky leather flap skirt.
Yeah, and you can see his around the sides of his head, the metal dreadnoughts he has. I mean, the dreadnoughts, dreadlocks. The metal dreadlocks he has, which are the butcher's nails. Those are the cortical implants punched into his brain meat that make him angry all the time.
Well, neat. That's the cover. Now I think
that's
we're
the
ready
cover.
For Blood Games.
Yeah, give it to us.
Which I have a summary for Blood Games. Custody Amon plays the Blood Game. The Blood Game is when Custodies are sent out to try and assassinate the Emperor. This tests the defense systems of the palace. After several months, Amon manages to get close to the Emperor, but fails when the other Custodies apprehend him. Amon is given a mission to investigate a possible traitor lord of High Brazil. Or Brazil.
It's High Brazil, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's
just Brazil in 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. Rogel Dorn appears and lets Amon know that the Lord is a triple agent actually working for the Emperor. An assassin kills the supposed traitor Lord, and Amon gives chase. Amon kills the assassins and saves the city from a bomb.
Yay!
I think this is the one that the more time I get away from, this is probably my least favorite one. I still liked most of it.
It's okay. It's it's an interesting little spy thriller is kind of how it reads. Like I think a lot of Dan Abnett stuff does. The scenes, in the opening of a custodian doing crazy shit without his armor and weapons is kind of fun. It's
very strange he's called the Caucasian for the first part of the book.
Yes.
Don't know what's up with that.
It's because all the people around him are this is 40K, which means for some reason, or 30K, I guess. For some reason in this history of the world, all of the general ethnic groups that are where they are right now in the 21st century, they just kind of stay there for the next 30,000 years. So we're in the Himalayas right now.
Yep.
And he's a Caucasian.
Yep. Okay. Well,
that's always been something that I think is kind of hilariously silly, to think that for the next 30,000 years, the general ethnic groups that are where they are right now they're just going to stay there.
They're just going to stay there. They're just going to. There's going to be no migration. Even when we go to
the
space.
Ocean's being drained. That will not change anything.
That won't change anything.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the intro where it shows how dystopic and awful it is to live there.
Yeah. They just all these like gene-bred meat slaves working in the quarries to build this mighty fortress.
The drugs that will kill you for real, for real.
Yeah, they're all getting high on super hash. Ammon uses it to knock himself out just close enough to death so that he doesn't get picked up by the sensors, and then he wakes up just in time to get away before he gets caught. And he takes on like 6 different disguises. And at one point he has to get a displacer field, which comes back again later to hide how big he is, because custodians are taller than space marines and more slender. They're just taller, prettier space marines. Yeah, they're better space marines.
The space marine is our Bara division. This is our twink division.
Bingo. An interesting thing about custodies is that they're just like they're not made like regular Astartes are, where you just take a little boy and then you stuff him full of organs until he gets bigger and grosser, and then he's got more room for more organs, and you stuff those in him, and then eventually he's just a big muscle machine, and it's really gross. Custodies are taken as infants and completely like genetically rewritten on a cellular level and completely redesigned from the ground up. All of their organs are changed. All of their musculature is changed so that they are as perfect can be, but utterly unique, each and every one of them, because it's like the Emperor unlocking their full potential on an individual basis. They're interesting. They're pretty cold and emotionless compared to the cold and emotionless Astartes. And they're always... I think the thing that really stands out to me for Custodies is that they are even colder than the Astartes and are making fun of, or think less of them for having such ritualistic behaviors and thinking so illogically all the time.
And for having the bonds that they have, because another part of the Custodies is they're very isolated.
Yes. Singular entities. They'll fight together if they have to, but they are each an army unto themselves.
That seems like bad army form to me, but what do I know?
Well, they're the Praetorian Guard of the galaxy's emperor, so I guess the idea is that they're each just absolutely incredible. They can do whatever they want. They can fight all by themselves all day long. It's good plot armor, basically.
Yeah, I do really like Amon going through all this for 10 months. Is just gone. I like the concept of the blood games where this is constantly to test how well they're good at catching assassins.
Yeah, you take the very best warriors in your own army, with the best training and the best physical form and capability and the most inside knowledge of the defenses themselves. And I love it. Send them completely outside the system. This isn't a war game. This is, where you're simulating things. This is real. They're really going to kill people. They're really going to do everything in their power to really kill their target.
Yeah. It'd be so funny if the Emperor does just die because the Custodian was really good at this.
Yeah.
Shit, I fucked up. Oh, no.
Yeah. I feel like at that point you're just like, well, I guess he's the Emperor now. If you can kill the Emperor, I think you just get to be the Emperor.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
This is a might makes right empire, so yeah.
Yeah. I love the description of the palace, that it's so fucking huge inside that it has its own microclimate.
Yeah, sometimes it rains in the bigger amphitheaters and stuff. That is so cool. I agree.
There's like lakes and rivers and shit too. It's wild.
It's an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. It's supposed to be like the embodiment of the utopian future that the Emperor imagines for the entire galaxy.
So like this is going to be the best example of what we can do, and eventually the plan is we're going to try and do this everywhere. We're going to rebuild the world for us, and we're going to build cities on top of mountains, because this is a city, basically a fortress that's bigger than cities, that is sat right on top of the Himalayan mountains. And I think by the end of this series, like by the time we get to the Siege of Terra, it just like all of the Himalayas are the Imperial Palace. Like it's all encompassed, like a huge chunk of the continent.
I think it implies that it basically is that now. The continent itself.
Well, it's like, I mean, you're right. It is basically that size now. It's going to be built out a bit more and amped up, but yeah, I think at this point it is basically covering the entirety of the Himalayas, which is, of course, the Himalayan mountains in Warhammer.
Right, of course, yes. Sorry. We have to use the right terms. Because how else would we know we're talking about Brazil versus High Brazil?
Yeah. I love High Brazil. I don't know. I unironically think
I do too. No,
that's just rules. That's just
rules.
Cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
How do we make Brazil more sci-fi? Yeah. High Brazil. Put an HY in front of it and change the Z to an S.
Way better than the American hives or whatever it's called. Like it's just America, which is, I mean, that is kind of the joke, right? Like America, but
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work nearly as well as High Brazil.
So obviously in this beautiful palace, the Emperor loves to hang out in the room of complete darkness reading a book.
A big book. It's a big book.
Well, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and it's described as like a huge fucking book. Like it's like a meter tall or something. The pages are like a meter tall or something like that.
Yeah, it's something stupid.
Yeah, something stupid, and it's chained to the ground. So it's like this is like a fucking like person-sized grimoire that the Emperor is reading, and we get details in a scene shortly after. Like the heresy is basically happening now. Like that's
my favorite part.
So that's what the Emperor is doing. This is so far in the series, this is the only genuine hint we have as to what the fuck this guy is up to, why he can't personally take on his son, why he can't be leading the Great Crusade, why the fuck he can't talk to anybody even, because he's not even talking to anybody. He's not like nobody can contact him. He's reading books
in the dark.
What? In the dark.
He's reading a book in the dark.
Yeah.
That's what he's up to. Bad for his eyesight, for real.
Yeah. So this is the first sign that the Emperor is experiencing early onset dementia. And no, I'm kidding.
That would be kind of amazing.
What if that was the series? Like
he just lived
the
so
Emperor
long
locks
that
himself
his memory,
away.
Yeah.
He's just actually like losing his mind.
But yeah, you mentioned it. The heresy has started, but Amon didn't know this before leaving because it didn't start then. It started while he was doing the blood game, and that's the part I really like about this, where
really emphasizes what 10 months means.
Yes, for real. He leaves with the world state one way, comes back with it completely upside down.
Yeah, it's a great ride, this read. Like I know you said it's maybe your least favorite, and maybe that's just because of where it lands.
And that's because Amon almost kills the Emperor, kind of. Gets cornered by the other custodes.
He almost gets a shot in, basically.
Yeah, almost gets a shot in. Closest like anyone has ever gotten. And then the book's done, right? Like, that's kind of
it. He gets put in jail, which is apparently a part of the ritual of the blood games. You spend a night in a cell where all the dudes who get caught go for a night to reflect on their day.
I love that.
I do too. It's so funny. I was listening to a different podcast's review of this book a few days ago, and one of the podcasters was like, "Why do they do that? Why do they put him in jail?" And the other one, who's like a lore expert, was like, "I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, does it?" And I'm like, "What?" It's like obviously, it's just a ritual of reflection. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it also shows how they are similar to Astartes, but different, right?
Yeah.
They're thrown into the isolation chamber.
They do have a brotherhood as much as they say they don't. Because he scratches a lightning bolt or an eagle or some shit on the wall too, like everybody else does. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Some
the lightning bolt being a symbol of the Emperor really comes rearing its head in this.
Lightning
this book.
bolts and eagles. Yeah, but I mean, that's Rome. That's
Rome. That's Greece.
That's the Third Reich. Yeah.
Yep. That's Nazis.
That's Empire. It's America. Just replaced the lightning bolt with arrows. Fuck God, we'll kill him for us. Yeah.
So Amon then gets a completely different assignment because things have changed to investigate this High Lord.
Yeah.
And he was told to investigate because the left hand of the Imperium doesn't know what the right hand is doing. A bit I do like.
I like that too. It reminds me of Dan Abnett's last outing in Legion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that the Custodes look at this very obviously fucked dude, say, we need to investigate him. Meanwhile, Rogel Dorn is over here like, hey, this is my triple agent.
Yeah. God, this makes me want to read the Eisenhorn books. That's the Inquisitor series by Dan Abnett.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've read
Maybe
like a couple
someday.
short stories from that series. Yeah, maybe someday. I think that's where he really shines. Is intrigue, intrigue and little spy thriller twists. Except the ending of this piece, like kind of boring or kind of flat, kind of speed run.
We just all of a sudden get a paragraph break, and the High Lord is dead after Rogel Dorn appears and says, hey, don't fuck with this guy, actually. And we learn that the Lucifer Black protecting that High Lord was a traitor. And then the traitor is going to, like, activate a nuke in the middle of this city. And Amon quickly kills the guy.
And scare the loyalists.
Yeah. Amon quickly kills the guy and then launches the, car or whatever up
skimmer or speeder
space.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Like it's fucking the third Christopher Nolan Batman movie.
Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, this came out in 2009, so a little bit before. Christopher Nolan stole from Warhammer.
Right, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously. Nobody's ever done that before. One little note I do like. I like the Lucifer Black so far. 2 for 2 on being real fucking assholes.
I guess. This one doesn't
Lucifer,
really do much.
Not as much, but I like that the guys who are known as the baddest of the bad soldiers, but they're all just bodyguards now because their glorious army has been basically decimated to the point that there's only a small handful of them left. So now they're just all glorified bodyguards. I like that those guys are just fucking bastards.
I just wish we had more with this character. I wish this book either chose to be about the Blood Game or about this High Lord triple agent espionage shit. It's doing this weird doing both at once. Or not both at once, but it just feels like two different halves of a story.
The two halves of the story are very distinct, I would agree, but I think they would work better if they were the bookends of this piece. So if we got the second half in a more fleshed out fashion at the end. I think that would work better.
Like another story at the end. Yeah.
Blood Game and then something else. High Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels, and the way it just glosses over the assassination of the High Lord, because it immediately throws you into a chase scene that you're a little disoriented from and don't understand why it's exactly happening.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's fine. It's an action hero end for an action hero thriller, spy style assassin thriller plot. Very of its time.
Should we talk about Wolf at the Door?
Yes, this was one of my favorites. If only because of the ending. I think this one's ending really sends it.
I really like this one too.
Yeah.
Lord Bullivai, Wolf Lord of Lehman Russ, is called to muster with the rest of the Space Wolves. However, he ignores the summons to investigate a planet full of humans. Hopeful that this will go well, he learns that the government doesn't want the Imperium, while the younger generations led by Andreas does. However, Dark Elves attack, expecting their regular tribute from the planet. Lord Bullivai leads the rebellion against the Dark Elves, freeing the people. Andreas and his people celebrate their freedom, but learn that it will be short-lived once the Imperium takes over. Lord Bullivai grimly murders the very people he helped save and orders an invasion of the planet.
Yeah, Bullivai and the 13th Great Company, by themselves, kind of just an interesting group. A singularly unique band of Space Marines, actually, in the entire set.
Yes. Yes. Instantly the most interesting Space Marines ever.
Completely agree. They are often characters that draw fans to the faction as a whole, the Space Wolves, because they're so different, and they're the most human in some ways because they've lived entire human lifetimes.
Yes, like they actually got to be adults.
They got to be adults. Most of these guys probably actually did have kids. Yeah. Before they became Space Marines, which is not totally unheard of, but very, very, very rare. Because they were not just adults; some of them were like middle-aged men. Like they were
graybeards.
Like, yeah, graybeards. But when Leman Russ is claimed by the Emperor on his planet of Fenris, his honor band demanded to be made into Space Marines, even though basically none of them were young enough to be made into Space Marines. They demanded the right to do so. And where other legions, the elder companions of the Primarch who's just been found, like Luther, for example, or as we'll later see, Corferon, of the Word Bearers, they're just given, genetic enhancements, some augments, some bionic shit, so they can keep up with the Space Marines, but they're not Space Marines. They're not real Space Marines. These guys are real Space Marines. They survived.
Yes,
They're part of the tiny, tiny, tiny handful of dudes who were able to survive Space Marine organ implantation as adults, which is basically supposed to be impossible.
Yeah, I think it's kind of implied the Emperor didn't think it was possible at all.
No. But, what an honorable sacrifice. Okay, go for it. No, some of them live. Very interesting guys, and Lord Bullivai is their leader. What a great name, Bullivai. I don't know. That's fun to say. All the Space Wolves are fun to say.
The younger Space Wolf comes around, and you can immediately tell, like, the difference between what it means to be a Space Marine that's, like, younger.
Yeah.
And what it means to be a Space Marine who was an adult before then, because their mannerisms are very different.
And they also understand what it is to be a human. Like they remember what it is to be an actual human being with adult decisions to make. So they can better understand non-Astartes who are, they're dealing with, who they're either conquering or trying to make friends with. Whereas the young guys are, he grew up hearing great battle stories on Fenris as a kid, and maybe he's, killed a wolf or two, and now he's a superhuman god machine, killer thing. That is quite a difference in personality, for sure.
I also want to point out that this combat feels better than most Warhammer combat.
I think this is our first Mike Lee story. Yeah.
This feels like what I've been saying. Warhammer should be a Musu game, not a technical thinking about tactical combat. It should be about dudes spinning around like a whirlwind across the battlefield.
It is a bit more, I guess, what's the word? Poetic?
Yes.
It's more prosaic than mere technical description. Yeah. It's not right angle shots and uppercuts and a sudden flanking maneuver with an upward thrust of the sword. It's
bracing themselves on cover.
Yeah, it's broader strokes, but
it's the emotion.
Much more interestingly described. Yeah. They're felt. Yeah, they're lines that are felt.
Yeah, there's almost none of the positioning that we've seen in these books.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
Gives it a lot more momentum. Yeah, I agree.
I was literally tearing through the combat going, I like this. I like this a lot. Which has not happened yet for these books. It felt like a light novel almost.
And we know how much you love those.
I love the styling of a light novel.
Yeah. The Dark Eldar, I think, are kind of like really vaguely described in this piece too.
Yes, they don't say there's explicitly Dark Eldar, but
yeah.
I was able to pick it up because I'm getting to become damned.
Yeah, well, you spent a whole act of rogue trader in their city. So
yes, that is also true. I also like Dark Elves. I think is just kind of my general position because these Dark Elves, they ride jet bikes.
Yeah, they do. They ride jet bikes. Yeah, I don't know how much Dark Eldar action we get in the Horus Heresy, really. There's not a lot.
Makes sense.
They are a really gnarly faction. They've got... I love their army. Like, if they had more updated models, they're probably one of the most neglected armies by Games Workshop.
Damn.
In terms of model updates, which is crazy because they're fucking sick. They're Dark Elf Cenobite hybrids, basically. And they will like mutate human beings into like these hideously deformed monster machines, and they deform themselves into these grotesque, horrible forms. And some of them get half possessed by like warp entities, and they fade in and out of reality. Really interesting. They got the jet bikes. They got
the 6 stone spires that are really creepy.
The spires where they bring their tributes, yeah.
Yeah, this planet has made a brilliant plan of we'll just arrest a whole bunch of people, put them in a prison, and then when it's tribute time, we'll leave them out for the Dark Elves to tucker themselves out.
Yep.
It's not even like they've accepted or made these terms with the Dark Elves per se. It's truly just well, it seems like if we give them enough bodies, they eventually get bored and leave.
The horror of humanity turning in on itself when one cannot resist the forces above us.
It's also another older generation versus younger generation thing too.
Yeah.
Because the wolf at the door is very concerned with the new generation against the old. Because Andreas, the son of like one of the main lords or whatever of the, I can't even remember this planet, of the planet.
The planet, yeah.
The planet.
I think I pulled up a thing here.
Well, it wants to fight back.
Kurinos. Sure. Yeah.
I also like that Bullivai. Is it Bullivai or Bulvi?
Bulvi.
Why am I saying Bulivai?
I don't know. You're
like
adding an
Bulivai.
extra vowel in the middle. It's just Bulvi.
I love to add an extra
two
vowel.
syllables.
Bulvi.
2 syllables. Bulvi.
So,
yeah.
Bulvi, a character I'm sure I'll never see again. Bulvi. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Something about Bulvi.
The young Kernosian noble.
So Bulvi, the main reason for stopping at this planet, really just wants a win. It's been a hard time.
Yeah,
it's
been a rough war, man.
Wants the win.
Yeah, he'd really love for these people to just join us, please.
Yep, and he sees a path when he can help free them from the Dark Elves.
Yeah.
Which immediately backfires on him.
Yeah, it becomes a very long, drawn-out war.
My favorite part is that younger guy is constantly saying, why are we helping them out when we're just going to have to conquer them?
Yeah.
And Bulvi keeps that faith in because he is older and does believe in humanity, but also he is confined within the Imperium. He can't operate outside of it. He can only operate within it. So he does everything he can until he literally can't go any further without killing them.
Well, he probably could go a couple steps further, though. That's the thing, because it comes to the very end. They finally rid themselves of the Dark Eldar. After they draw out the Archon, the leader of the Dark Eldars, an Archon. And
King Sicko.
Yeah, they kill him, and then Dark Eldar start fighting each other, and yay, we did it, hooray! And then Andrus, the leader of the men, is like, yay, thanks, buddy, you did it, you saved us, thank you so much. And Bolvai's like, hell yeah, man, you ready to join the Imperium, bro? And Andrus says, no, that's crazy.
Why would we do that? We won our freedom.
Yeah. That's just crazy. We're gonna chill and just take care of ourselves. Thanks. Bye. And, Bolvai, like, what is it? He whips out his axe faster than the kid doesn't even see the axe that brings him down. No. He doesn't debate this kid. He doesn't try to talk him into it. He doesn't talk to anyone else either. He just chops this man in half and signals the fleet and is like, just start the bombardment. Fuck this.
He's broken. He's an old, sad, broken man. It rules. Yeah. He
it
did
does
all
rule.
of this, and he gets pushed back at the very end and just goes, I can't anymore.
And it's honestly, it's a great lead up to the next thing we're going to see the Space Wolves do.
Oh, cool.
They're
going to Prospero, which is the that's where all the Space Wolves are gathering.
Yes, Prospero, which is Magnus the Red's home planet.
Yeah, it is.
The planet of the Thousand Suns. And,
another fact I learned in the story that I didn't know, Psykers just spontaneously appeared during the Age of Strife.
Yes.
Neat.
It's part of the downfall of the first galactic human empire, which the Emperor is in the process of rekindling with the Great Crusade. Part of the downfall of that empire was that humans across the entire galaxy just started, like, we reached the point in our evolutionary timeline, basically, where the human genome starts spontaneously producing psychers all over the place. And because we know how dangerous psychers are, it's pretty easy to get, warp infected and go crazy, or just use your powers to do the most insane, impossible magic shit. Everything fell to shit across the entire galaxy. That, in addition to a few other problems, more or less brought about Old Night, which is what they call the time before the Great Crusade. Yep, you learned that.
Is there anything else we want to talk about before moving on to Scions of the Storms?
Nope, I think we're ready. Summarize that bad boy for us.
All right. Scions of the Storm. The Word Bearers are tasked with bringing a world into compliance. The Primarch Logar isolates himself after...
Lorgar. There's an R in there.
Yep, I just spelt it wrong on my thing. The Primarch Lorgar isolates himself after a meeting with the Emperor from the rest of the Legion, only talking to me blowing a loud air horn, Erebus, and Corfarion.
Corfarion, yep.
Farron. God, fuck. Captain Soul...
You love those extra vowels today.
I just, Captain
okay.
Soul Talgron? Talgron?
Soul Talgron.
Soul Talgron leads the assault on the planet. To his horror, he learns that the people on this planet also worship the Emperor like a god. Soul calls into command, saying to spare...
Sorry, I don't know why. I said it wrong that time. Sor. It's S-O-R.
It's S-O-R?
Yeah, S-O-R. Talgron.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Sor Talgron. I am 100% sure
Why the
it's
fuck
Sor
did I write
Talgron.
an L in all of my notes?
It's okay.
What the hell?
It's a nonsense sci-fi name, so unless
right.
it's a name from a real culture that I'm just making my naps of myself right now. But
Sor calls in command, saying to spare the people since they are devout. Lorgar comes and tells Sor that we will no longer worship the Emperor. A new book is being written, the Book of Lorgar, and it will tell the real truth. He also kills them all.
Kill them all. Yeah, it's great.
It's great. It rules. The combat in this one's not as good.
I would agree.
It's back to the Warhammer combat.
Yeah, this is Anthony Reynolds, and Anthony Reynolds is not necessarily my favorite. I wouldn't say I hate his writing, but I would say he is one of my least favorite combat writers. Yeah,
makes sense.
I'm just flipping through his books, and I don't like a lot of his combat writing. He is like the word bearers guy, though. A lot of the word bearer stuff to come is going to be written by Aaron Dembski Bowden, but Reynolds is he's like the OG word bearers writer. He was writing word bearers for 40K before the Horus Heresy was written.
Dang.
Yeah, there's a series of word bearers books actually by him. I have not read them. I've heard very mixed reviews, and he's not my favorite already, so it's not been on my priority list. But
maybe someday.
Maybe
add it to our big list.
Yeah, it's on the big list. Yeah.
My first 3 notes: fuck yes, word bearers. Core is back! ! Thank you, Erebus time. I'm cheering. I was pumping my face. I was pumping
my face.
I was pumping my fist when Erebus was
bush.
back. I was stacking bush.
That's a new phrase we're probably going to say too much. Sorry. It came from nowhere. It doesn't mean anything. But continue.
I love Lorgar being so sad that the Emperor chastised him. He's locked himself in his room for a month.
It's great. Yeah.
It's so
he's a
good.
He's a real crybaby.
I love it.
I think you'll probably like the first Heretic. We get lots more of that. More melodramatic though. This one's more simple, straight to the point.
This one's very simple.
Yeah.
Because basically Sor is still an Emperor loyalist, but eventually turns his back on the Emperor at the end to follow his daddy figure. That's basically the thing.
Yep.
But one of my favorite bits is when Sor gets so mad that the Emperor declares that this planet must be conquered. I'm gonna read this paragraph here.
Do it.
Sor Talgron reeled at the proclamation, shocked and horrified that an entire world that might have been brought into the imperial truth was condemned to death merely because of what? The Emperor's impatience? He immediately felt ashamed, guilt swelling up within him for even thinking such blasphemy. Once this war was done, he swore that he would attempt to atone for his errant thought through hours of penance and self-flagellation.
Good old Catholic thought crime.
You
can't get enough, folks. Can't get enough
so
of it.
Good.
Yeah. The severe Catholic self-loathing of it all is really it really hits for folks like us and folks like you who are born Lutheran. Diet Catholic. Yeah.
Diet Catholic diet, unless you're part of the Missouri Synod, which I was, which is Lutheran
right.
on steroids, which is not Diet Catholic, but something else. Something
It's almost
worse.
it's like evangelical Catholic.
Yeah, it's it's diet evangelical. Actually, that's what it is.
Yeah.
God, don't tell Republicans you can join that place.
Oh my God, you're right. That's the crazy thing to me about this new rush of Republicans joining the Catholic Church lately.
Right.
I've always thought what join the fucking Lutheran Church. That's
right
way
there.
more your guys' speed. That's
and there's a specific branch of it that's behind you all 100%.
And the national cathedral of our great nation, you fucking patriots, is a Lutheran cathedral. Like, it's like the national cathedral in Washington, D.C. is a Lutheran cathedral. So, come on. You're right. It's right there for you. Patriots, join the right church, and then leave. Go away.
So, I like this look into the Word Bearers being a completely religious organization. And also the reveal that
at all levels.
Lorgar made the Lectitio Divinitatis?
Yes, the Lectitio Divinitatis.
So close.
You basically got it. Lectitio Divinitatis is the holy book of the Emperor cult. And yeah, Lorgar is the dude who wrote it.
My favorite bit is it still circulates even after he writes his new book.
Yes, which is geniusly named the Book of Lorgar.
I love how narcissistic it is. It's amazing.
It's great.
I'm going to write a better book this time. It's going to be me.
Yeah, and that he literally says that in this story. He's like,
yes.
like, oh, the Lectitio Divinitatis, Dad, that was your best book. Yeah, right. The best book? Not even. I'm writing a new book, and I'm calling it Lorgar's book, and it's going to be the bestest book. Yeah.
You know,
Awesome.
Erebus leaned back looking at Cord making the jerk-off motion when
Lorgar was saying. So good.
Oh.
Yeah,
great.
a simple one. Not much to this story, but a lot of fun.
There's
right on the
human
nose.
spider AI constructs in this one?
Yeah, with lightning guns, because everything that's not a human pretty much just uses lightning guns.
Wait, really? That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. The worms we hear about later in one of the other short stories, they use lightning guns. I'm pretty sure maybe it was the Jorgal, or I don't know. One of the aliens we were fighting in one of the first 3 or 4 books was using lightning guns. It's what you do when you're an alien. You use a lightning gun. Well, I guess they're not really aliens. They're human-constructed AI, but
Yeah, they're
but AI
human-constructed
might as
AI
well be
spiders.
aliens. Abominable intelligence.
Yeah, abominable intelligence with an abominable fucking look where it's like half spider, half human.
Yeah.
And they're killing
Yeah.
Titans.
Yeah, they're doing big damage. Titans are tough to kill. They're honestly like as important to the Great Crusade as the Astartes are, arguably. And honestly, this is the other crazy thing is like not only are these guys worshiping the Emperor, they have this level of technology, and we're now just gonna blow it up. We're just gonna blow it up. Fuck it.
I was actually legitimately shocked when they revealed that these people were worshiping the Emperor. I won't lie. It got me.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, you don't really get any hints of that. And I think you're intentionally led away from that by the non-human appearance of their AI, robots.
Yeah. And the fact they're making AI.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good surprise.
Not as good
Good
a
job,
surprise as this description of Lorgar.
Okay.
Lorgar was as magnificent and terrible to behold as ever. His scalp was completely hairless, and every inch of exposed flesh was caked in gold leaf so that he gleamed like a statue of living metal. The sockets of his soulful, impossibly intense eyes were blackened with coal, and Sor Talgron was, as ever, unable to hold the Urizen's gaze for more than a fraction of a second.
Yeah, he's got big-time daddy issues because the moment he denies his father and is going heresy mode,
He goes emo.
Goes full emo and makes himself all gold like dad.
Yeah,
it
rules.
Yeah, it rules. I love it. Great choice. Yeah, he also has like tattoos over every inch of his body. Very cool. But right now he's covered in gold leaf, which is a fantastic design choice.
I can't wait to see more of the Word Bearers. I just truly, every time we get them, I'm having so much fun. It's just nice. It's just
It is
nice to have
nice.
the bad guys, you know?
Yeah.
Should we move on to the voice?
Yeah.
After the events of the flight of the Eisenstein, Sister Amandrea Amandrea Kendall and her novice Liliana
Leilani, actually.
Leilani, you're right.
Leilani Molitas. So it's Amandara.
Leilani Molitas.
Or Amandara. Maybe.
Amandara.
Yeah, Amandara. Because if the first half is Amen, right? Or Amen. So it's either Amandara or Amandara. I'm pretty sure it's Amandara. Kendall and Leilani Molitas.
It's not Amandra.
It's not Amandara. No. It's Amandara or Amandara.
Why is it
That's how
Amandra?
that I distinctly remember it being pronounced that way in the audiobook that the first time I listened to. I immediately knew how to pronounce it when I saw it, when reading it with my eyes this time, because I remembered hearing it Amandara or Amandara. It's close to one of those.
Sister Amandara Kendall
There you
and
go.
her novice Leilani
Molitas.
Molitas. The Molitas is going to fuck me. Investigate the disappearance and strange communication from another Sister of Silence ship. They discovered that the crew has been attacked by a mass of psychers. They rescue Sister Herkaze?
Herkazi, yeah. I think.
Herkazi?
Yeah.
Who has a heated rivalry with Sister Kendall.
Yeah.
They encounter the psyker mass and discover that it was actually sent by Sister Leilani. Did I say that right?
Yeah, but you would say Sister Molitas, because you'd use her last name if you were using Sister as the first part of the address.
Of course, right.
Yeah,
Sister
Molitas.
Molitas from the
Yeah.
future to warn the Emperor about 40K. Sister Herkaze kills Leilani to prevent this creature from being sent from the future. After the ship disintegrates, Sister Kendall is rescued but in medical recovery. Sister Herkaze taunts Kendall using her actual voice and says that she serves the God Emperor.
Yeah, I follow the Lectitio Divinitatis, and I'm talking right now, but nobody can see me, and you'll never tell anybody, because if you do, I'll swear you're lying.
Yeah. It's really weird. It's
It is
a really
weird. It is
moment at
weird.
the end.
I do not like this choice personally. That she uses her real voice just to taunt her rival, because they swear us an oath of silence to the emperor. That's
Right.
the oath of silence is to the emperor, and she
Her God.
worships the emperor, and she's gonna use her voice to mock somebody that. No, I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. Not my favorite. I don't know. I don't really know what it is that I didn't like about this one. I think it just didn't.
balance.
It didn't really
to,
didn't really grip me.
yeah, it's a really tricky balance to get the silent aspect of the Silent Sisters, but also make a book
Yeah.
about characters communicating.
Yeah. And they have different ways of silently communicating too, which
Right.
I thought it was interesting. I thought that was interesting that
They have
had
their own
different-
sign language.
They had their sign language, but they had different versions of codes too for
Yep.
when they have to communicate over long distances. They use Morse code or something. I don't know. It's okay. The psychic mass is kind of creepy. This gives us some insight into how horrifying the Imperium is, because this is what the Sisters of Silence do. This is what the black ships are for. Is they harvest basically all of the psychers from all of the planets within the Imperium and take them all back to Terra so that they can either be killed if they're too dangerous or turned into a living weapon for the Imperium or an
Yeah.
astropath.
Yeah, they have to go through the tests.
The tests, and then they have to bind their souls to the Emperor. In order to, legally practice psychic stuff in the Imperium, you have to be soul bound to the Emperor, so that you don't go too wonky in the warp.
Another interesting aspect, the sisters are a void into psychic force?
Yes, they are pariahs, and this is why people feel so icky around them. Why non-sisters feel weird around them. So, like, if you remember some scenes earlier, with like the Death Guard, the Death Guard spent some time with
Nathaniel.
them. And these are actually sisters who specifically were spending time with the Death Guard.
I mean,
same
Sister
sisters.
Kendall. Yeah.
Yes, same sisters. The sisters make those Death Guard feel very uneasy. They feel like kind of sick around them, and they don't like them. Like, nobody likes a void person. Null. That's what they're called. They're called nulls. And nulls are basically the inverse of a psyker. They are the opposite of a psyker. They are the counter to psychic force. The warp kind of is weakened around them. The world of reality is more real around a null maiden. And they're special. Very rare. What is it, like one? They say 1 in a billion or something like that.
Something
in the
like
story.
that.
Yeah.
I do like the intro where the sisters have to reckon with the heresy that is happening and Horus's betrayal, and they all have different versions of like dealing with that, where one of them's just, hey, I just fucking hate this guy now. The other's hoping for redemption. Maybe Horus can find his way back, and
Oh yeah.
Lilani's just sitting there like, what if we become them?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing, actually.
And that is an interesting thought. What if the Sisters of Silence were to join the heresy?
Right, because they are vulnerable. If Horus can fall, anyone can fall.
Well, that's what they say. Yeah.
Horus was the best boy.
That is a somewhat interesting moment. If Horus can fall, anybody can fall. Because although it's kind of a ridiculous thing to us from the very beginning, like, because the first time you see Horus, you're like, okay, this guy, he's gonna fall. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the series. We know this, duh. But like,
also, the vibes
you
on
don't
this
have
dude.
to know the series to meet this guy and instantly think that this is an egomaniac who's got nowhere to go but straight into treachery.
The jaws of chaos.
Yeah. But could Chaos use Null Maidens, though? Is an interesting question.
The answer is yes, right? Because we do know that Chaos can affect it, since the Psyker mass was sent.
Yes. By
Lilani.
a former Null Maiden.
Yep.
Which, in terms of lore, this is kind of weird, because Null Maidens don't have souls.
Yes, that's something they stated, is they don't have souls, which is a little strange.
They don't have souls, but I guess the warp can work through them somehow too, I guess, maybe? It's a little weird.
My thing is, I love the missed opportunities to prevent 40K in these books. I don't know. There's something about it always hits for me with the dramatic irony of we have a better future, and at various points, through circumstance, failure of character, or why did I say character? So weird. Or just unfortunate circumstance that just never. Yeah. The Emperor can never prevent this. It's fucked.
Wouldn't that be terrible in the real world if we like had these big audacious plans to make life better and they somehow made things worse? Wouldn't that suck?
I mean, that's, that wouldn't happen.
No.
This is fiction.
No, yeah, we live in the real world where everything's great.
The real world.
Yeah.
Not much to say. Like, I do like Hirkaze killing Lilani to prevent the paradox or something.
Yeah.
Really
to kind of create a paradox, essentially.
To create a paradox. Yeah.
To
prevent.
Like, I was sent from the future to warn you about. Nah, fuck this. Stabs her.
No.
Fuck you. Yeah. And all of the psychers screaming, no.
Now I'm gonna taunt my sister. Hee hee.
Yeah. She's stuck in a Bacta tank. I can make fun of her.
Stuck in the sticky Bacta tank.
Yeah.
It's like this weird pink goo that like keeps you in place so you don't move around, but also you're awake through it too. It's weird.
It is kind of icky, but that's the future for you. Yeah, not my favorite. Not my favorite. This is by James Swallow, another new one for us, I think, in the series so far. No? What did he write? Oh, Eisenstein. Yeah, yes. He wrote Eisenstein. Duh. And Eisenstein's good. But I'm like looking through his other books. What others have I read? Damn, he doesn't do a lot in the Horus Heresy. Huh. Lots of short stories though. Maybe we'll get more of his short stories though. Yeah, he's in a bunch of these because there are many anthologies in this series. So we'll get a few more from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the next one, Call of the Lion?
Yes, Call of the Lion.
It's kind of a companion piece to The Wolf at the Door in a way.
Yeah,
because it's another person of one generation talking to another generation, but this time it's like a Terran veteran versus a Calvinite veteran.
Yeah.
I forgot to write a summary for this one. I don't know how. I went from The Voice to The Last Church.
Let me think. I could do one. Chapter Master Astalin meets the young, who is a veteran, a Terran veteran of the Dark Angels Legion, meets young Chapter Master Belath, recently promoted to his position after his relatively recent induction into the Adeptus Astartes, a native of Caliban, home planet of the Lion. So he's been raised up to command his own chapter of Dark Angels, and they've come together to enact compliance on a new planet, and they do not agree on how to do this compliance. I think that'd be my summary.
Yeah, they don't agree, and eventually leads to Aslan getting in trouble.
Yeah. He gets his daddy told on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Dad. That is essentially what happens at the end of this story. Yeah. You fucked up. Now I'm gonna tell Dad.
I love watching Aslan fuck up. Aslan? No, Aslan? What's his name?
Astalan.
Yeah. I wanted to say Aslan.
Like Chapter Master Aslan of the Lions. Yes.
Of the Lion. Right. Because again, I tend to...
This might be intentional.
Yeah, I think this is 100% intentional is what I'll say.
Astalan is an important character, so he'll come back.
That's so funny because, I think our next book... Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Spear of Truth, that's the name of their battle barge. Great name.
Yes. It is
good ship name. Love the Spear of Truth.
There is a Spear of Truth, an actual weapon in this setting, too. It's not called the Spear of Truth, but that's what it is.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. That'll come up later in the series, but yeah,
I love the description of returning to real space and having to acclimate oneself to actual material reality and all the things they have to go through for ship check.
Yeah, you gotta make sure no boogeyman's got on board. We saw how many boogeymans you can get on board if you lose your Gellers in the Battle for the Abyss. Yeah, things get yucky. Sometimes you all become one big tentacle monster. So you gotta be careful coming in and out of the warp. It is a big deal, and you're right. A lot of the times, these other books or stories do not make as big of a deal of coming in and out of the warp, and it is, famously, to travel through space in Warhammer, you have to literally travel through hell. That's the line you hear, and it's basically true.
Yeah. Yeah, it is basically true.
Yeah. I like in this one as they come to planet DX619. I like that the I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I like watching modern arms against Astartes. I don't know why. That's fun to see.
Oh yeah.
But like seeing like dudes with just like basic military uniforms and rifles and jet planes and tanks
Yep, it's
fighting these giant death machines.
And it kind of pushes them back
tanks.
a bit because they're very surprised by it.
Yeah. They get massively outnumbered. So we should go backwards a step. That's just a feature I like of this one. The story is interesting because this young guy, it seems like he has not seen what's his name, Beleth? Yeah, Beleth has like not seen any combat as an Astartes. What seems to be implied
Not
here.
as an Astartes, but as a member of the Order of the Raven.
Yeah, the Raven's Wing.
Yep.
The Raven Wing is becomes like one of the most significant portions of the Dark Angels Legion. But that Order of the Raven's Wing, that's a wink and a nod to 40K fans. But yeah, they come to this planet, and Astalan's very cordial, very kind. And Beleth is a little brash and a little proud. And he shows up and says, "All right, I'm ready for combat. Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's go. My soldiers are here to kill." And Astalan says, "Hold your horses, buddy boy. We don't even know if these people are friendly or not. Maybe they're gonna be our chums." And Bella's like, "Waste of time, brother."
And he's right.
And he's right. Yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, we actually see that there's a pretty good chance they didn't have to do it this way.
That's always true.
For one, the reconnaissance force that Astalan convinces Beleth to let him send instead of a bombardment. The reconnaissance force they drop lands right next to a military base, apparently on accident.
So good because they thought it was the most remote.
Yeah,
we can get reconnaissance. People won't know that we're there. It'll be fine and chill.
And they take. I mean, so here's the thing: Astartes. There are like regular humans within their fleet they could have sent that would be less intimidating and scary. There are also scout marines who not in full power armor that they could have sent down. Like they had options that are less than sending out a full squad of jet bikes flying through the sky and deploying, a platoon of soldiers all at once for reconnaissance. Whatever. They thought they were in a remote enough place, but they weren't. They landed right next to a military base.
I
instantly
do love that
under
bit.
assault.
I love that bit so much that they're like, all right, we picked a safe spot. We're going to do some recon. We're Astartes. We know how that works. And then bombardment. And then being attacked by tanks. I just truly imagine them like tanks, like modern tanks, like our tanks.
Yeah. No, they are, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got jet planes, so that makes sense. Jet planes dropping bombs. Artillery rounds flying in, and after a big bloody battle that's a pretty close call, really, only 6 Space Marines are down, and it seems like they've killed at least hundreds of these locals.
Yeah,
at least
thousands.
hundreds. Yeah. They send thousands at them, so yeah, pretty brutal, and they get scooped back up.
I like that they start actually having peace talks done by these people. They have like a Committee of Nations or something. A UN.
Yes, a League of the Committee of Nations. Yeah. And I do like that the Committee of Nations is described as nominally in charge of international cooperation, but actually holds no real power and doesn't actually do anything.
Really, the call of the line is, what if the Astartes invaded today Earth?
Yes, exactly. Which I like. I want to see more of that. And it seemed Astalan was having a pretty hard time bargaining with the speaker of this committee, but does seem to be making not no progress. And then Beleth moves his ships into firing positions, basically.
Yep. Instigates an attack,
yeah,
basically.
Instigates an attack, and Yeah, teleports in with his Terminators and just butchers the Committee of Nations right in front of Astalan. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. All these diplomats just getting just absolutely chunked, and Astalan says, "I'm gonna tell Dad on you. You don't play fair."
And then Bella's like, "I already told Dad."
Yeah, Bella's like, "I already told Dad, and you're in big trouble."
I wrote, Astalan is in big, big trouble.
Yeah, you're in big, big trouble for your disobedience. Is how he puts it. Is how Belath puts it. Disobedience.
I think I changed my mind. This is my least favorite one.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed this one. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed it. No, I
thought the combat was fun, and then I thought the ending was funny. I don't know that it was a masterpiece, but
I think it is my least favorite. There's too many names in this one. They throw a lot of names at you.
Yes, they do.
Like, in the way the other short stories don't. But this is also, I think, the first time I have seen a description of the gene seed stuff.
Oh yeah, you hear about
we've heard about it in the other ones.
Some gene seed harvesting, but you don't hear like much about what it's for,
what's happening,
or how, or the fact that it can be taken from you before you're dead.
Yeah, that's also new. That was also new information for me.
Yeah, once your gene seed has matured, it can be safely surgically removed before your death. But yeah, basically every Space Marine gestates within himself the genetic building blocks necessary to create more Space Marines. So all future, and that's an important thing to think about, because all future Space Marines without fresh gene seed that's been, forged by the Emperor are just copies of copies of copies of copies of copies of Space Marines.
I'm sure nothing will. There's no such thing as degradation in that case, huh?
Yeah. No, there definitely is, and that degradation is hilariously used as justification for the remodel, the upscaling that happened in the newer editions of Warhammer, where the newer models are all upscaled. They're better proportioned, and they're all bigger and taller than the old models. The justification was, well, these are the new Space Marines with the updated gene seed.
I hate
and
this.
That's why they're taller.
I hate that.
They were always supposed to be at least this big, really, and now they're squishy and small. Yeah.
I'm gonna read this description of this Vandrillis, the apothecary, getting the gene seed.
Yeah.
The shiny, hard shell of the Battle Brothers' black carapace was slick with blood. Vandrillis drilled down into the flesh of the dead Astartes and then punched the reductor deep into the exposed spine. With a twist and a yank, he tore free the lower progenoid. Progeny. With a twist and a yank, he tore free the lower progenoid, an egg-shaped gland that stored the Astartes gene seed so that it could be recovered and implanted into a new recruit. Vandrillis placed the precious organ into a vacuum flask and continued his bloody work on the Astartes' neck.
Yep, you get one set of progenoids in your spine and in your lower parts, and you get an extra set in the neck, and that's where your body teaches these stem cells basically to make more Space Marine organs.
Yep. It's gnarly. We never had this description like this before, which, at least in this series for me, I was very affected by the fucking, twist and yank.
Yeah. This is the most what's the word I'm looking for? Manosphere, manocentric thing about Warhammer, I think.
Oh, really?
Is that Space Marines are not just men and exclusively men. They are men who are born from the extra super nutsacks ripped out of the neck and spine of their fellow warriors upon death. And then those extra super nutsacks are transformed into the organs that we shove inside your body until you're a big, hideous muscle freak like us.
Do you think
and someday
they're tanning these
you'll
nutsacks?
grow a nutsack in your neck and we'll rip it out of you. Yeah. It's great.
That's called a line, I think, for me.
Me too.
All right.
Now.
My shortest summary. The Last Church. The Emperor debates a priest running the last church on Earth. The Emperor convinces the priest that religion is fake, but the priest still believes in the good words and deeds of his religion. After the Emperor sets the church on fire, the priest commits suicide by burning with his church.
Yeah, this is the reveal that the Emperor is actually just the single most obnoxious version of Richard Dawkins, and is truly the ultimate bad guy of this galaxy.
Now, I would agree with you if we didn't just recently have more Richard Dawkins information coming out of him believing Claudia, as he calls her, is real and is her friend, the AI.
Oh my God! Is that I did not hear that story.
Came. That was like last week. Someone published an article about interviewing Richard Dawkins of him saying that AI are conscious, they're real, and they are my friends, and I want to fuck her. Basically,
he is such a dumbass.
Look, trans women aren't real women to him, but Claudia is, which is the most insane thing ever.
So funny.
So you know what? I'm gonna give it to the Emperor. At least he doesn't say shit like that.
That's true. Yeah, this is one of the very first Warhammer stories I ever encountered. I heard it as an audiobook once upon a time, and I think I was probably 19. I was at my most angry atheist phase, and
I bet this went
I
hard.
loved it. I just loved it. It went so hard. I was like, "Fuck yeah, yeah." Religion's dumb. It's evil. It's the most evil. And I love that this man is destroying and burning down the last church. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. His arguments are so good. Yeah, I was loving that as a 19-year-old. But I could also still appreciate that. Okay, but he's definitely this is like the Emperor going too far, and the twist at the end I love. I love that we learn this priest he's debating all along, the vision of God he saw that led him to become a priest, a man of the faith who preached the word of God to the very end, was he saw the Emperor on a battlefield.
Yep.
and he thought it was God. I just love that. The Emperor literally created the last priest. He is the reason there is a last priest.
Yeah.
Great foreshadowing for the series as a whole. And he's just totally oblivious to this too. Like, I don't think the Emperor even realizes, like, in horror that he did that. He's just like, nah, dude, that was me. You're dumb.
Idiot.
See how dumb you are, idiot. There is no God. That was literally me, dummy. Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about the mural that depicts him defeating the Catan shard.
Yeah. It's just funny because multiple times throughout he's like hinting that, like, yeah, I saw things from way, 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 way long ago that nobody should know about.
Right.
But he's not willing to say, that's me. That's me. It wasn't
It's
divinely
so
inspired.
weird.
That's me. Yeah.
That's the one part I was kind of struggling with. Why doesn't the Emperor just say that?
I don't know. Because he's gotta be mysterious, you know? That's
right.
his MO.
First he comes as revelation, of course.
Oh God, I forget. Yeah. So yeah, he knocks on the door of this priest. The priest is like, "Oh, you here for my famous midnight service?" And he's like, Emperor is like, actually, nobody's coming. Never again, even. And okay, what do I call you? I have many names, but for now you can call me Revelation. terrible.
Now wait until I do a Gandalf the White thing against King Theoden, where I'm going to reveal my cloak and reveal I'm the Emperor, actually. I'm him.
Yeah. Oh, man. So funny. Yeah, call me Revelation. That just kills me.
So the Emperor, as we were kind of hinting, is a new wave atheist and uses those exact arguments.
Yes, like almost word for word the arguments you'll hear from Dawkins,
right?
Or like what's his name? The guy who does the atheist experience.
Fuck if I know.
Oh my god, I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, you keep talking.
I don't know if it works because the religion of this priest is so non-specific. In a way where it's like, okay, so this is just Christianity in this current era.
It is. No, and he definitely, because this literally is Christianity, though. Like, the Church of the Lightning Church is a Christian church. And we know this because the Emperor refers to his holy book as a book that's an amalgamation of stories collected over 600 years. Which at first just seems like, okay, you're just talking about whatever. But then later, he specifically references crusades of the Christians, of Christian kingdoms and papal states.
To be fair, that's when he's talking about religions being evil, and at first he says, actually, the Mayans were the most barbaric.
Oh, yeah, but he specifically says proponents of your religion said...
That's true.
Said, what's the line he quotes? Kill them all and let God sort them out. That's true. That's Christians. So
it's just really weird that no Christianity of any kind is actually said by the priest, though.
No, but maybe I don't know. Whatever. You're right.
It is strange, right? Because when you're having a debate with someone about religion, they would point to specifics of their religion.
In fact, they almost always do.
Right.
That tends to be Matt Dillahunty. That's the guy I'm thinking of. Matt Dillahunty from the Atheist Experience. He is just the more obnoxious version of Richard Dawkins. By
Jesus
the way,
Christ,
he's a better debater, a way better debater. But he's also
so that makes him a worse human.
A complete fucking asshole. Yeah,
right.
He's mean.
He's a better debater.
He's fucking mean. And like any person he could possibly convince or change the mind of, he turns away because he's such a fucking asshole. But anyway, he was another favorite of mine when I was 19. But yeah, you're right. That is what Christians do. What all religious people do when they're forced to defend their religion is they fall back on the specific claims of their religion, and that's why God must be real.
Right.
Because how else was there an empty tomb?
Just like mentioning any specifics whatsoever, at all. And this priest does not do that.
He does give the origin story of the church that he's in specifically as the miracle of the lightning stone. An old blind man gets struck by lightning and then has a vision of God and can see again.
But that's it. That's there's no discussion about doctrine or tenets or...
There was a bathing pool that people used to heal their wounds in.
But it's also
the lightning stone.
Yeah, it's also from the lightning stone story.
That's also just more story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird, right? There's this weird. You're almost like, it's almost like looking at an atheist ideal version of the debate and having that.
No, totally, because this guy doesn't even really. So he doesn't even make good arguments that theists make. He doesn't make any of the good arguments. He doesn't offer a cosmological argument of any kind.
Nope.
He doesn't offer the Pascal's wager or anything like that. He's just but lots of people believe in God. That's He's like, but it really helps people though.
But if you take a religion away, it will eventually come back, and won't you be owned?
Yeah.
And it's yes, you're right, but
yeah. It's really funny how bad he is at debating. If this is going to be the last church, the last debate, this is all we got. Kind of weak.
I love how the Emperor fact checks the Holy Lightning Rock story, too.
Yes, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, he was probably just hysterically blind actually because lightning shock can do that.
It can shake you out of hysterics and make you better actually.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a little explanation for like every single thing that the other guy says.
Everything.
Yeah.
Which does capture
Actually,
the annoying atheist vibes.
It does. And so here's the thing. What do we think? Does Graham McNeil, our favorite, does Graham McNeil realize that that's what he's doing?
I think this is the better question. I think this is the actual better question. Does this story work if the Emperor is good, evil, or both, right? Does this work if we are supposed to view the Emperor as evil? Does this work if he's supposed to be where does this work at, right? Like, what is the angle this book is trying to take with the Emperor himself?
Yeah, and that's like, I think that's more or less the same thing I'm asking. Is what does McNeil want from us with this? What are we supposed to think about the Emperor, according to Graham McNeil? I think he wants us to think. I think this piece posits that the Emperor has really good reasons and is absolutely right, but is wrong that the violence he's committing is fully justified, or he doesn't foresee all of the outcomes.
Yeah, and this is where
but he's basically right.
This story works best if we kind of think that the Emperor is right, but misguided. Like, he's both. He's both good and evil in this. He is a morally ambiguous character.
Yeah.
Because if it's just that he's evil, I don't think the story works as written, because it doesn't contend with...
Well, that's not how it's written, no.
Yeah. And I think if he's considered good,
I think that's what comes across, but I don't think that's how it's written.
Right. And I think if we take the story, is the Emperor good? Is the Emperor doing the right thing in this situation? That it also doesn't work at all.
No. And that's a funny thing to say, because one of the first things in Warhammer I showed you, I was looking for the original audiobook of The Last Church, because I thought that would be interesting.
It was, I will say that.
And it was, but for different reasons, because we didn't find The Last Church. We found an animated kind of version of The Last Church that's just the dialogue.
Yep.
It's just the dialogue. And when it's just the dialogue,
it's so
and
bad. Also
the Emperor is painted, is drawn in the cartoon as this big, friendly, Pixar dad.
Yep.
It's
wild.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, and the voice they use for him is oh no, I'm just teaching you. I'm just teaching you. You're just wrong, but it's okay. Very kind and paternal, and that is not how this reads at all. No. How anyone could read this and hear in their head a kind, nurturing, paternal figure, that's insane. Yeah, because go ahead and tell us what your first impression was.
Oh yeah, I thought The Last Church was just hack shit.
Yeah, and what we watched was
the story itself is not.
No. This was interesting. This read, me as a 32-year-old as opposed to a 19-year-old. It was. I think this is Graham McNeil at his most self.
You know what? I think Graham McNeil is so good at just writing Graham McNeil style all the time. He can't turn it off. He has to mention the Aztecs and their ritualistic barbarity for some reason.
Yeah, he's just gotta squeeze a little colonial perspective in there. Just gotta put a little bit more racism in there.
So stunned when that happened. I'm like, we're talking about Christianity here, my guy. What does this have to do with anything? My favorite, also a Graham line. Only Graham could write this. Politics has slain thousands, but religion millions. So funny.
So funny. So stupid. That is just a dumb fucking line.
And I can't tell if it's supposed to be profound or not. This is the Graham question.
No, it is. It 100%. That's supposed to be profound. That is supposed to be profound. And it's so funny coming from the Emperor.
Yeah.
He is fighting a global genocidal war against all religious people, and he's about to mount a war against humanity, the likes of which has never been seen.
A war against humanity by humanity.
By humanity in order to expunge religion. So what the fuck is he talking about? Like that. And okay, that is one other really important thing I think about this book, though, is that this makes it clear the Emperor's explicit, singular seeming goal of the Great Crusade is to eliminate religion. He's like, can't you see, Uriah?
Yep.
And he keeps asking the priest, Uriah, can't you see that the species is destined for destruction? Don't you see this? Like, what? How can he see that? He's just like a dude.
He's
just a dude in a church. How could he see? Oh, yeah, you know what? I did consult my super telescope that no one else has, and I saw every human planet in the galaxy, and you're right. We seem to be gradually descending towards species death. Like, what? Like, what?
And
the Emperor makes that point like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, the priest
like
does
2 or
push
3
back.
times. Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know.
man.
Anyway, like that's the point he's making, is that specifically we need to unite humanity in order to erase religion. That's what we have to do. There are other goals, like the collection of the psychers to manage them, and you'll learn more later. But like that, apparently that's like the big one. Let's get rid of religion.
Right. That's the other thing where there is the mention of religion and psychers, but also that like religion was almost gone before the Long Night or the Age of Strife or whatever.
Yeah.
So it didn't work, but the Emperor knows this too at the same time, and it is a little confusing.
Well, and okay, so imagination of gods or believing in gods fuels god-like figures in the warp, but like we also know that emotions just in general and violence have an impact on the warp, and this man is about to enact a galactic genocide, or war of conquest, genocide against all non-human species and any human species that doesn't align with him. And what that's not going to have a big impact on the fucking warp? Like, what? I don't know.
It's interesting because I feel like they don't. It's kind of my problem with the Emperor. This is the most we've ever gotten him. This is him speaking, actually.
Yeah.
Which,
no, you're right. I think we've gotten a couple lines from him, maybe in flashbacks.
Yeah,
maybe. But here we are saying maybe, so they're not enough for it to be memorable. Yeah.
Right. Or there were scenes of remembering the Emperor, but him never saying anything, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
We never got dialogue from the Emperor, I believe.
Right.
We've also read 9 of other books that's 400 pages each, and we can't.
And there are a lot of names. Okay.
There's a lot of names. A lot of things.
Well,
in these books.
You have a document of Emperor facts, don't you?
Oh, I do. I should probably pull up my document of Emperor facts.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually added any.
That's funny because you get some of the most Emperor facts of any of the books we've read in this one.
Do
you get what he's doing in the Imperial Palace?
I guess we should say I just
reading books,
reading books into the dark. Okay, that's a new Emperor fact.
What his goal is, what his personality is like when he's forced to deal with one person.
Now, I did write hates religion, new wave atheist, because I did know this before, right?
Yes.
So that's not new. A lot of this last church stuff isn't new.
That's true. Because this was the first exposure to the Emperor you ever got, actually. Yeah. Yes. That's right.
And another thing that really does complicate this still is the Emperor actually just doomed because chaos exists? Because that's the real problem, right? It's not. Like, sometimes it feels like the real problem is, there's chaos that's going to destroy all this anyway. Like it's going to cause the conflict anyway, no matter how good intentioned anyone is. I don't know. That chaos thing always kind of messes with the morality of the Emperor and the Imperium for me. It really throws a wrench into how to position the Imperium. Yeah,
and the more you know about how much the Emperor knows, the harder it is to criticize him, unfortunately, I'll say.
This is what I'm worried about.
The more they write the Emperor, the more inevitable this all was. This had to be. There was no other way. And they come up with all kinds of other workarounds too. Like this wasn't actually the plan is something that we hear later.
Right. And this is something we just straight up know. There was never the plan for Horus to betray, obviously.
Well, obviously for Horus to betray, but I mean like a lot of parts of the Great Crusade were never part of the plan.
Right.
We'll see later.
Okay,
but,
okay.
And I think we do get kind of a hint of that with the next story.
That's true.
Yeah. The last story.
Well,
are we ready to move on from the last church?
I don't think I am.
Okay.
Importantly, when there is this doomsday clock that the priest has,
oh yes,
which is another important aspect that I really do like. When the church burns down, you hear a single tick of the clock, bringing it to midnight.
Yes,
that it's already. This is the thing that almost seals the fate of 40K. Right? The Emperor burning down the last church, of doing this anti-religion crusade. This is what is going to bring the downfall.
Yes.
So I think that's important to point out.
I would agree.
I also like that imagery. I like the clock ticking to midnight. It's good. It makes me. It hits for me.
I like Uriah going back into the church too.
Yep, that too. I like Uriah.
Fuck you. Yes, you've proven everything about that I believe and care about is wrong. So you know what? Fuck you. I'm going back in, brother.
I do like the story of
maybe
Uriah
it was all worth something.
Joining the mercenary groups to oppose the Emperor, and then 40,000 of them are destroyed in less than an hour.
Yeah,
it's
that
so
scene.
dark.
Oh yeah, we did skip past that scene. Why Uriah saw the Emperor that one time. He was in a big Les Miserables parade that turned into a rebellion.
Yeah, he was in Les Mis.
Yeah, he was in Les Mis, and they were gonna free the planet from the yoke of the tyrant Emperor. Except nope, the Thunder Warriors are fucking brutal, dude. Yeah. I do like the description of the opening of that combat where they're these people up on the hill in their defended position, outnumbering the enemy 10-1.
Feeling
charge!
Yep.
They charge downhill, and as they approach, they get just mowed down. Like the first volley kills the first 6 rows of people in the charge. And Uriah gets splattered with shrapnel of gore of his fellow human beings.
It's gnarly.
Super gnarly. Yeah.
That's the Graham shit.
Yeah.
That's the good Graham stuff.
It wasn't combat, it was butchery.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's and then making lines like that is like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last story time?
Last story. After Deshea.
Karn of the Warhound tries to quell the fury of their newly found Primarch Angron. Already the Warhounds lost many captains to their Primarch's fury. Angron nearly kills Karn in his rage. Angron laments the loss of his fellow warrior brothers and sisters. Karn recounts the glorious tales of battles that include the Emperor becoming a Musu character. Angron is able to accept this new position in life and orders his captains to meet him in his blood chamber.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think this is my favorite.
Yeah.
From the collection. Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah. I really enjoy this one.
Classic Primarch stuff.
Yeah, but it gives. Okay, so Angron is like the flattest Primarch we've seen so far.
Yep.
And not anymore is how I feel about it. You know, like after this short story, he has character now. Like he's not just angry guy. You can understand things about him.
He's angry schizophrenic guy now is the thing, right? It feels like there's this a mental illness aspect of Angron now.
So this is what's crazy to me about this story. They never say a fucking thing about what the butcher's nails are doing to him, do they? And they have yet to fucking do that. We've seen several World Eaters several times, and this is book fucking 10, and we really don't have a description of the Butcher's nails, and that's insane. They're the most fundamentally interesting, distinct, and frankly interesting sci-fi aspect of the World Eaters and of many Space Marines is the Butcher's nails. And this would have been a great short story to include them in, because like basically what happens immediately after this in the lore, and I don't think this is even necessarily in one of the novels we're going to read. This is just like a piece of lore. Karn he basically volunteers so that they can feel closer to their Primarch, and he can trust them as warriors who are committed to him. He has the Butcher's nails implanted in his skull. And then most of the rest of the Legion follows suit. And what they are is cortical implants, machines driven into the brain meat of slaves on this planet, Deshea, that Angron landed on. And it drives your aggression, it makes you angrier, and it essentially makes it so that you can only feel pleasure by committing acts of violence, and it heightens your rage. It makes it so that you are constantly driven to insane rages. You only feel pleasure through inflicting violence. And so that's what's happening to him. It is damaging his brain, absolutely.
Yeah.
He is he's twitching, he's hitting himself.
He's reminiscing about the past and those he's lost.
Yeah, he frequently dips into like it while he's talking.
Yeah, he sounds like he's taking poison damage.
He loses his train of thought constantly.
He beats the shit out of Karn. He beats the shit out of Karn.
He beats the absolute, like one of the most brutal beatdowns that we've read yet.
Karn doesn't fight back because he won't. That's his Primarch.
Nope.
That's his daddy.
We swore an oath not to fight back. Gets his fused rib cage smashed, his sternum smashed. He gets his shoulder destroyed.
He's
his arms
kicked across
broken.
the room.
Yeah, he feels internal bleeding all over the place. He has organ damage.
Barely can stay conscious.
He can barely stay conscious, yeah. And
towards
towards the end, he loses consciousness a few times and starts like just fading in and out.
Like all the while as Angron is explaining what the fuck Angron had to go through, what he witnessed like before being taken, basically. And how he feels about abandoning his brothers and sisters, which he also specifically uses sisters a lot, which is great.
Yes, I agree. I think
it's very pointed in this story.
It really is. Because now he's left with only brothers.
Yep.
He has fundamentally lost something despite gaining more powerful warriors and an entire fleet to back him up. You feel the loss. And that's really interesting, I think, that no other Primarch has that story.
No Primarch has a really depressing, fucked up.
Well, there are some that have more fucked up backgrounds. Mortarion, when we get more of his background, it's pretty fucked up.
Okay, we just haven't. This is the first fucked up one.
But this is the first fucked up one. But he really gives up everything. And what we learn is he didn't give shit up. The Emperor took him. The Emperor took him
the Emperor removed him
from his rebel army as they're making their last stand on this planet where he's been enslaved. And the Emperor shows up with his custodians. Angron immediately kills one of the custodians, which is awesome. And so the Emperor, basically in disgust, teleports him to his flagship, and then from there teleports him to the Conqueror, which is the flagship of the World Eaters, who at this time are Warhounds. Yes, the Emperor's Warhounds.
Sick name.
It is a sick name.
But
and Karn's a bad motherfucker. World Eaters is better. I really love Karn. He's badass.
It's nice to see Karn again, too.
Yes, he takes a punch like a champion. He has his honor, but like he also has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he there are multiple times where he grins or chuckles when he's like, oh, this will be interesting for the apothecaries to study. Like, if they can even find my mangled corpse.
Right.
Like, you know, like he's
or I think he says like, you know what? I sent the message, so nobody really can be mad at me.
Right.
I did my job. I can die now.
But beyond just like being, you know, sarcastic and kind of funny, what I really like about Karn in this scene is that he shows how quick thinking he is, how smart he is, because he finds a way to talk to this psychopath. He listens for key details that he needs to find a bridge between them. Because, as you mentioned, Angron has murdered the first several captains they've sent after him. At least 7, because Karn is the 8th captain. And yeah, the first 7 and also the Master of Arms and the banner bearers of one of the guys have all been just one at a time sent into the chambers where Angron was teleported to and just utterly butchered. And they can smell the blood coming through the vents.
Yes.
And it's Karn's turn. He descends the stairs, and he's immediately getting his shit rocked.
Yeah, Angron is also hot, too. Another thing that's mentioned, hot, but also a beast.
Yeah, absolutely ripped. He moves faster than you can see.
Yes.
He's going to be described many times in the series as arguably the fastest, strongest Primarch physically.
Makes sense.
And he has unfortunately got metal worms in his brain. So yeah, he beats the shit out of Karn. Karn slowly starts to pick up little details. Like, he keeps talking about this fucking rope thing. Like, I gotta make notches in the rope, a red cool knot and a brack knot. And then, so you're like, okay, he's talking about this rope, and it's how warriors mark their progress as warriors or something. And then finally, Karn's like, because he's yelling at Karn, like, you motherfuckers don't even know the rope. Like, why would I talk to you? You're not warriors. You ain't got no fucking ropes. And Karn's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I would do it if I knew what you're talking about, man. And Angron shows him this wicked fucking looping scar where every battle he survived as a slave in the slave pits, which, another important detail, only Primarch not to conquer his planet. He was born as a slave, or taken as a slave the second he was born, basically, out of his birthing pod, and has just been forced to fight in arenas until he had a rebellious uprising that was getting crushed. Like, every one of his followers died, we hear.
Yeah. Not good.
Anyway, he shows us this rope, which is just a long twisting knot of scars across his entire body, marking his string of victories because he was never defeated.
And the black rope is you take the soil and mix it in with the wound.
Yeah, so it heals nasty.
Yeah, so it heals sick like.
Yeah, a black knot to mark a failure or a survived battle that you lost.
Right.
And he's furious because he cannot take the soil from the ground where his brothers and sisters died to make a black knot.
Right.
On his rope.
It's so sad. It's actually sad.
It actually really sad. Like, this man is shattered. He promised to die. He swore an oath to die with his brothers and sisters. And some fucking asshole. I love the phrase for all the arena masters, the high riders.
Yes.
You're just like the high riders. Yeah. And
Owned
then
by
the
the
high
high
ridingest high rider of all time. A man descends in golden armor with his golden guardians. They point their weapons at him, so he attacks, and he is just instantly taken away. And he asks Karn, why? Why did your emperor do this to me? Why did he take me from my brothers and sisters? And Karn says, it's not for me to know. And we hear at the very beginning, apparently the Emperor just dumped Angron on his legion.
Yep.
Just like literally did not talk to him. Angron's like, yeah, he said little enough to me. I really wouldn't let him talk. Which sounds like he just straight up attacked the Emperor when he tried to talk to him. But like, apparently the Emperor was in such a rush, could not take the time to let Angron calm down so he could explain shit to him. Just leaves. Teleports Angron without Angron knowing, because he has no idea where he is. He says, he put me in a room. Can I leave this room, Karn? Please? He has no idea he's on a ship. Yeah. He doesn't even know he's on, his own ship that belongs to him. Emperor didn't explain any of this to him. He just left.
Yep. And also, Angron doesn't think the Emperor is a warrior at all.
No. He's a paper skin. He's a high rider. He's just like all the other fucks who let somebody else do their dying for him. Fuck that guy.
But Karn figures out, well, obviously I should tell a tale of glory.
Yes.
And
which
it's
genius.
Sick because it's sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this. I saw him once was what Karn said.
Yeah.
Instead,
he's asking him about the Emperor. Angron's asking him about the Emperor.
I saw him on Nov Shendak, World 8217, a world of worms, giant creatures, intelligent, hateful. Their weapons were filament metal feathers that they embedded in themselves to conduct energies out of their bodies. I remember we saw the surface roil with the filaments before the worms broke out of it almost at our feet. Thick as a man, longer than you, sire, are tall. 3 months in, their faces, a dozen teeth in their mouths, they spoke through the mud in sonic screams and witch whispers. I just wanted to share that because that is the sickest aliens I've ever heard in this series. Why isn't that in a book?
Also, Karn is the best storyteller we've met in the series.
You know what? It's true.
Yeah, witch whispers, sick, dude. Great phrasing. I also his description of how the Emperor fights is also interesting. I don't really get it that much, but it's fascinating the way he describes the Emperor in combat, which I think this is the first description of the Emperor in combat we get. That is
true. Yep.
He says, and he starts using Angron's vocabulary. It's awesome. He's like, imagine a grenade. Some paper skin who takes a grenade and simply grips it in his fist until it explodes. Imagine how it would destroy the hand, shatter the arm, ruin the body. Wherever the Emperor met one of their columns head on, it shattered like that. He didn't repel them, sire. Didn't defeat them. He ruined them. Assault after assault. Not even Perturabo when he came down to the lines for the final. And that's when he goes off and learns, oh, I've got brothers too. Yeah. I'm not the only Primarch.
I also like how Karn's like, oh, fucking Perturabo and his stupid earthworks and walls and bullshit and whatnot. We would rather fight in the open.
Yeah, Angron says, are they brave fighters? Brave enough, with walls to sit on and trenches to stand in. Walls can be broken. That's what Angron says. Awesome.
Angron hates walls.
Yeah, he does. And he literally says that. He's like, we had to break out of walls. I know what walls are. No.
This also feels like a stealth Perturabo story.
It kind of is. We get some decent description of Perturabo here, which we really haven't gotten much of yet. So, yeah, he's the master of siegecraft, assaulting and defending.
Good for him.
Good for him. He's just not quite as good at defending as Rogel Dorn is. That's why Rogel Dorn gets to go back home and build castles on Terra, and Perturabo has to keep grinding in the Great Crusade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is important. This is important, and it'll be
because Perturabo is part of the Heretic Legion. Right?
Yes.
That's what we saw
he's the perturbed one. You better believe it.
Yeah, that's what we saw in fucking Fulgrim. He's perturbed as fuck.
He's perturbed, yeah.
Yeah, I like this one. This is a good story.
I love this one.
Classic Primarch stuff.
It's got crunchy gore. It's got characters with real feelings.
It has
experiencing
some nice
real tragedy.
male love in it, where Angron cradles Karn and like carries him with him
gently,
Gently.
specifically described as gently cradles him. Yes, Angron, he got a tender side. He knows how to carry his boys. Not really. This is like the one time you see him tender.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think.
No.
True.
No, Karn. So Angron, what we see here really at the end, he's just like, okay, you'll be my eaters of worlds. All right, motherfuckers, because his army was the eaters of cities.
Yep.
Which 100% was written after World Eaters was come up with.
I mean, yeah,
because eaters of cities just does not.
It
roll
doesn't
off
work.
The tongue.
It doesn't work at all.
No. But yeah, one of his captains is like, so you led the Eaters of Cities? Because Genius Karn, the second he steps out into the hall with his other captains and Angron, they're all seeing Angron for the first time, and they're horrified by this hideous, blood-soaked, half-naked man with metal tubes sticking out of his brain. And Karn's like, hey, this is your fucking Primarch. What does he specifically say? He says, salute your Primarch, Warhounds. Salute he who shed blood on the hot dust and made the High Riders pay for their arrogance. Salute your blood sire and the General of the 12th. Salute the one whose soldiers were named the Eaters of Cities. Salute him, Astartes. Yeah,
It rolls.
That's smart. Yeah, he names all the awesome things that Angron has achieved in his life that mean nothing to any of these dudes, but
mean everything to Angron.
Means everything to Angron. I love that. That's a wonderful little bit. And then one of those other guys, Dragar. Yeah, Captain Dragar picks up on it immediately and says, Primarch, General, your warriors were the Eaters of Cities, Lord, but with you to command us, the Warhounds, we will be the Eaters of Worlds. And Angron likes that because he's like, yeah, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go kill some motherfuckers.
All right, we got much things to discuss. Enter my blood
Yeah.
chamber.
Yes, you'll learn to cut the rope. We shall bleed and be brothers. Love it. This is Warhammer at its best.
This is Warhammer.
Bleed and be brothers. Make a rope out of scars
Hell yeah, let's go.
with your bros.
Your bros.
Yeah. This is how you bond with your dad.
We haven't had much bro action in these books. I won't lie. It feels like
not nearly enough.
The amount of bro time. It's just been different.
Yeah, I would agree. We get some more bro time coming down the line.
Yeah.
Not far off now. ADB's pretty good at that bro time.
Let's go.
Yeah, actually, and it specifically with Karn again. In the first Heretic, the main duo of characters in that book is Karn and a guy named Sor Talgron, and they're best bros.
Oh hell yeah.
It's often described as like the best bromance in Warhammer.
I can't wait to see how gay it actually is.
Not gay enough, but
Damn.
But some. Yeah.
Is there any last comments we want to say about Tales of Heresy? I have one thing I forgot to mention in Call of the Lion that I think is a really good bit. Astelin carved a wooden door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's very briefly described. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's sick. Astartes should do more craft stuff. But it's because he's an old man, he has hobbies, right? Like, he's not a little boy.
Yes. He is an old man.
He's a door carver. I carved this door with my own two hands.
Good old-fashioned door carver.
That's my favorite occupation.
That's a great last note. Sometimes Astartes just gotta carve a door.
Sometimes they gotta carve a door.
So yeah, who doesn't want to carve a door? I guess my last note would just be that, shit, I don't know.
You don't have to have one.
This is like maybe one of my favorite reads in Warhammer.
Oh,
like
really?
This is, maybe not in all of Warhammer, in the Horus Heresy, certainly.
Yeah.
Like, of the first 10 books, this is up there. Like, this is, as you said at the beginning, this is just what Warhammer should do.
I
like,
really do
this
think short story
Yeah.
really works with Warhammer.
Yeah. It's so much better for a universe this big. I feel like a lot of these novels are trying to bite off more than they can chew. And the writers just are so clearly better suited to this tighter format.
Yeah. I
yeah.
think the 400-page requirement really does drag things out.
Yes. Some authors are better at handling it than others.
Yep.
I think Dan Abnett's got a pretty solid sense of pacing, no matter the size of the piece.
I think even Graham McNeil does, even if he's not the best writer about it, right? Like, even if the content isn't the best, I think
pacing's not bad.
Yes.
Yeah. But regardless, short stories are where it's at.
Short stories are where it's at.
Yeah. It's a good one. This is a fun read. This is an easy recommend, I would say.
Oh,
this
yeah.
would be maybe an ideal, if you know a little bit about the Warhammer universe, because a lot of these stories do require you to know basic Warhammer stuff.
Yes.
It could be an early read for you. You know, maybe if you really want to do the Horus Heresy, give this a taste and see what you think.
I think this is maybe the issue of Warhammer, though, right? Like, some knowledge is kind of required to really have things hit. Like, let's think about the first 4 episodes of this podcast where I'm just asking question after question.
Yeah, there are very few pieces of Warhammer property that can act as an effective inroad to the hobby. Really, it's like there are not a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. The learning curve is always steep with this universe.
Yes.
There's a lot of vocabulary to learn, and they very rarely teach you it directly.
Truly kind of maddening in some ways, especially when you think the Horus Heresy would be a great time to do it.
Why not?
Right?
Yeah. This is something I think about all the time when I read this series is why did they not take this as an opportunity to introduce new people to the hobby? Like, why did this just have to exclusively be a jerk-off, a never-ending jerk-off session for superfans? Like, it's just a never-ending series of, I recognize that. I know that name. That's a lore blurb from a rulebook 5 years ago. You know, like, that's most of this series is just that. And
even
it could have been so much more. This could have been almost a reboot for Warhammer in terms of like how they tell their stories.
Like you mentioned, the butcher's nails never talked about.
Yeah, still hasn't been explained. It still has not once, I think, in these 10 books been explained that these machines in the brains of some world eaters, because sometimes we don't hear anything about them at all. Like in Battle for the Abyss, they're not mentioned.
They're not
once,
mentioned at all.
And some of the main characters are fucking world eaters. And you hear about their rage and how it affects them, and it's uncontrollable, but you don't hear why. It's weird. It's weird that no one ever bothers to explain fucking anything. You'd think like even like on accident it would happen sometimes.
That's so true. Even on accident, it feels like it's intentional.
That's why I was really. I had that thought several times reading these short stories. I was like, how is that not happening by accident? Like, these are short stories. You have to really, I don't know, show me in these kinds of stories. I think when they're done well, and these are done pretty well.
Yeah, this is all to say. I liked reading these a lot. This was a fun time. This is
a fun time, a fun read for sure.
Yeah. What's next month?
Next month is. Wait, is it Thousand Suns or
it's Fallen Angels?
Or Fallen Angels.
By Mike
Fallen
Lee.
Angels. Yep. Thousand Suns is after Fallen Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Mike Lee, we just got a story from Mike Lee.
Yeah.
An angel story. Yep. Unfortunately, we're not getting another book from what's his dick, the guy who wrote
Mike
the first
Lee.
one.
No, Mike Lee did Wolf at the Door. Mike Lee did the best
really?
story in this. Yeah.
Huh.
Call the
Yeah,
Lion
I guess
was
you're right.
by
No,
Gaff
yeah, you're right. I got it. Yeah, I got it mixed up with the
Gaff
what's
Thorpe.
his- Yeah, Gathorpe. Yep. Oh, whatever. Yeah, Mike Lee. I'm excited. I read this. I listened to this as an audiobook once a million years ago, and I don't remember a damn thing about it. So I don't remember if I liked it or didn't like it. I don't remember anything about it.
Well, we're gonna get into it. I'm really excited
Angel
to figure
time.
out what happens with the Dark Angels.
You got a back of the book?
Yeah, one
A back of the
moment.
book synopsis?
I got a back of the book description. With news of Horus's treachery spreading across the galaxy, the Great Crusade grinds to a halt as the Primarchs and their legions decide where their loyalties lie, with the Emperor or with the Rebel War Master. The Dark Angels, too, face a time of testing, both among the stars and on their homeworld Caliban. Luther, once Lionel Johnson's trusted second-in-command, now languishes as an exile and all but named, while his master struggles to thwart the traitors' advance upon the Forge world, Tiamat. But an ancient evil
Diamat.
Diamat.
Yeah.
But an
Yeah.
ancient
Just say it wrong. That's the key.
This is the thing that fucks me. But an ancient evil gathers in strength beneath the surface of Caliban, and the First Legion will soon be thrust into a deadly conflict where all that they know will be cast into doubt. Sounds like a lot is happening in this one.
A lot is happening in this one. Yeah, I even with that synopsis, I do not remember the plot of this story at all. So I know I've listened to it. I distinctly remember listening to this one. There are a couple of scenes that I think might be springing to mind right now. But I don't know. It'll be a fresh experience for sure. Looking forward to it. Pretty cool book
I'm
cover.
Looking forward to it too.
Not a bad book cover on this one, although I would say these are almost certainly unnamed characters.
Well, we'll find out. We'll discuss it next time.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to promote or plug?
War sucks. AI sucks. It really sucks, guys. I really wish people wouldn't use it. I wish people wouldn't let their kids use it.
I wish that if you send me a Steam press release key, please do not send me one that has AI in it. Like, if your game has AI, don't send me a Steam press release key. Thank you.
Yeah, barf. It's I really do think to some extent we need a Butlerian jihad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's to some
Thou
extent.
shalt not make a machine in the image of man.
I have that one shirt that says Butlerian Jihad now. If you make a machine, I will kill you.
Yes. Yeah, Lud or blood, baby. Lud or blood.
Blood or blood.
Yeah, fuck it. Make your kids read, too. Read with your kids. If you have kids, fucking read to them.
Even if it's shit.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Even if it's this shit. Read with your kids. Please, I am begging you to read with your kids. A lot of kids these days can't read. The average American reads below a 6th grade reading level as of 2 years ago. Imagine how much worse that is now with AI. We have all the evidence we need that this kind of life we are setting up for the future generations is utterly unsustainable and will kill them, or at least drive them insane. So be good to young people, and don't expose them to gambling brain torture devices until it is absolutely necessary for their lives.
Don't expose them to the butcher's nails. Please stop putting the butcher's nails into our
Please
kids.
stop putting the butcher's nails in our children. Stop giving smartphones to 12-year-olds.
Stop giving smartphones to 6-year-olds.
Stop putting iPads in your kids' hands. Read to them. Play with them. Spend time with them. People for millions of years were able to do this with their children. you can do it too.
Hopefully. I mean, it's bad out there.
Yeah, it's bad out there. Honestly, I say that, guys, friends, if you're an iPad parent, listen, I know you probably don't actually have a lot of time. You are overworked. You probably work 6 jobs. That sucks. Childcare is ludicrously expensive.
Yeah.
Just give them some books instead, please.
Yes.
Please.
Just give us the books instead. You can follow me on Faden Cross at Blue Sky. That's my plug. Listen to Club Flashpoint if you like us talking, because we are talking about games. We just did. What did we just do? No, I'm Not a Human.
No, I Am Not a Human.
A game that me and you did not like as much as the other two.
No.
But
yeah,
good discussion.
We all liked its aesthetics.
Yeah.
To some extent. I'm excited for this month. This month we're playing.
So excited.
This is going to be our Games on the Couch month, which is going to be a thing we do every year now. We play a game together on the couch, old-fashioned weekend style. It's sleepover style. Yeah. It's Friday night. Your mom and dad let you rent a game at Movie Gallery, and now you have to go back to the house and bunker down and beat this game in 3 days because we have to go back to school next week, and so we gotta get this done now.
Gotta get this done now.
And what is it we're gonna play?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, the OG.
The OG. Let's go. Let's get scared.
Go. Let's get the heck out of here.
Until next month, y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.